Once upon a time in Wales, enterprise officers from across all FE and HE institutions worked hard and innovatively to embed entrepreneurship in education, as well as helping students firsthand on their startup journeys. But then COVID happened, and our institutions had to close their doors to help combat the spread of a global pandemic. How would we continue to support our students on their startup journey in an uncertain climate and impose national lockdown? Hi, I'm Angus Phillips, Enterprise Officer from Cardiff and Vale College.
Hi there, and my name is Kelly Jordan, and I'm the Enterprise Champion at Swansea University, and we are just two of the Enterprise Champions from 23 institutions across Wales who want to tell you how a simple email sent at the start of lockdown sparked a unique opportunity which brought together all Welsh Enterprise Champions to plan and deliver a week-long online bootcamp and a startup community of over 500 aspiring entrepreneurs. So let's take you to the start. An email sent from the University of South Wales Enterprise Manager Emma Fuzon to the other enterprise educators around Wales asking, would anyone like to collaborate and deliver a Pan-Wales online startup week? A resounding yes from all the enterprise champions, and a plan was hatched how we would deliver an online startup week virtually to our learners and graduates. This was supported by the Welsh Government's Youth Entrepreneurship Grant.
In our first Zoom meeting, it was quickly decided task groups needed to be formed to lead the project. They were logistics and tech, content curators, marketing and comms, and a community building group.
So when deciding what platforms we were going to use as part of the tech and logistics team, we decided to use ones that we knew students would already be familiar with. For example, to sign up, we use Eventbrite. This also allowed us to customise our own questions, finding out what institution the students were from, what year of study, if they'd already graduated, if they already had a business idea and what industry that business would be in. We decided to use Zoom as the features on it, such as the chat feature, which allowed interaction with the students and the speakers. It also allowed us to record any of the sessions, which would be accessed at a later date on the resources part of our website. It was our responsibility to get the website designed. This proved to be very successful as it was accessed 11.3 thousand times during the time of Summer Startup Week.
I was on the marketing team, and to help with our marketing efforts, as well as having a professionally made website and social media pages, graphics were produced, and a promotional film was made starring many of our SSUW presenters. Youthful and appealing language was used throughout to engage our predominantly young audience. To help with this, we also made a series of promotional films starring young entrepreneurs, encouraging people to sign up to SSUW and take the first step on their startup journey.
If you have a good idea and you fancy being an entrepreneur, why not make something happen?
There was also the content curators team who decided the content, running order, and with help from Big Ideas Wales, sourced leading business experts to present the various topics throughout the week. Here's how the week looked. As we wanted the event to be inclusive of participants from idea stage to startup, they focused the week on the main principles of starting up, such as developing ideas, market research, promotion, finding finance, and more. Something that was important to us throughout this project was inclusivity, diversity, and equality. SSUW was fully inclusive and open to all Welsh FE and HE learners and recent alumni, including the Open University, regardless of age, course, level of study, or country of residence. As mentioned, the topics of SSUW were selected to ensure suitability for participants from idea stage to startup. All marketing and communications were bilingual, with participants able to act in both English and Welsh. All sessions were recorded and made available on the website to help participants with daytime commitments. Additional needs of participants were checked upon registration, with appropriate support delivered. It was also important for us to have a selection of speakers from diverse backgrounds, which included BAME presenters, a strong mix of males and females, a diverse age range, presenters with disabilities, and a strong mix of English and Welsh speakers.
In order to test out technology and give the students just a little taste of what the Summer Startup Week was going to be like, we decided to do a little icebreaker session for half an hour a week before the main event. This seen the host Chris Jones give some explanation to how the Startup Week was going to go.
During the week itself, entrepreneur and SSUW host Chris Jones kicked things off on Zoom by welcoming participants and briefing them all with the day's proceedings. It was then over to the expert presentations. 2 topics were covered daily, with each session covering the theory basics, business insights, and a Q&A, which participants were able to use throughout using Zoom's chat facility.
So to bring the students together, we decided to do some evening events. The first event we had was on the Tuesday evening, where Alana Spencer, who won the Alan Sugar's Apprentice 2016, did a little talk about what it was like life before the apprentice, starting up a business in Aberystwyth. Another one of the evening events we run as part of the community group was on the Friday evening. After an intense week, we thought it'd be a really good opportunity for students to unwind and listen to a bit of live music. So we had a gentleman called Mark Wolf who goes around pubs and clubs singing. Come and speak to the students actually what it's like to work in the gig economy, to run your own business and be self-employed.
Time for some facts and figures. Including our reserve list, 326 of our participants were current students and 247 were graduates. 288 summer starters had business ideas going in and 62 of them were already in business. We sent out evaluations at the end of every day and again at the end of the week. Here is what we discovered.
74% said they made new business connections which helped them grow their business. 76% actually planned to start their own business. 77% felt more confident to go and start a business after the week. 97% actually rated Summer Startup Week as a 4 or a 5 out of 5, which is fantastic. And 100% would actually recommend Summer Startup Week to someone else starting a business, which is actually a phenomenal figure.
We'd now like to tell you about some of the key learning outcomes and good practices we've learned from this epic collaborative project. The first of them being that this truly wouldn't have been possible without having such effective project management and unprecedented collaboration throughout. Emma Thorson, who initiated the idea, proceeded to act as our project lead and was the glue that held us all together, arranging meetings, liaising plans with Welsh Government and ensuring we kept a budget and schedule. Although pockets of us ECs collaborate on events throughout the year, it's never been done to this scale before in which all of us were working on the same project. It truly was amazing to see so many enterprise educators putting their time in so we could all provide our students and graduates with the entrepreneurial opportunities they deserve. It's also important to note that none of this would have been possible without the technology we were able to utilise. This allowed ECs across the country to share networks, knowledge and skills between institutions whilst making some new friends along the way. Hi guys! The technology platforms we chose to operate on also played a key part in the success of SSUW. By using inclusive technology that everyone was comfortable with, such as certain social medias, Eventbrite, Facebook Live, we were able to maximise participation and student experience. Speaking of technology, Zoom was relatively new to many of us at the beginning, so it was important to ensure our speakers were Zoom trained so presentations ran smoothly. This was the same for our participants, who were also invited to attend our pre-week icebreaker where they could test their technologies and get used to using Zoom. Even with all this training, there was of course some hiccups along the way with connections being lost and screens not sharing, but nothing that wasn't quickly dealt with, and participants and presenters were always respectful of each other.
I think another one of the good practices in which we picked up was actually the community building aspect. Like, we did worry that obviously students being at home in their own surroundings this week would be quite isolating, but the way the students actually interacted on the Facebook community, helping each other out and sharing skills was actually phenomenal, and it did blow us away. I think one of the main things we had to consider here is actually how many people signed up. So over 500 people at a time of a global pandemic, where obviously being self-employed was seen to be the less supported, yet that didn't dampen the drive and the passion people had to be their own bosses, to be more entrepreneurial, which was probably the main achievement I think we've seen.
Moving forward, we'd like to continue building on the success of the SSUW Facebook community, allowing participants to continue networking, learning from and supporting their peers. The evening sessions with entrepreneurs that began as part of the social events will continue to run on Facebook Live as part of this initiative, with self-employed professionals brought in to deliver workshops and share experiences with the SSUW community.
All our enterprise champions are completely committed in order to drive this collaboration forward. So at the moment, we actually have monthly meetings where we meet for approximately an hour and a half to talk about developing plans going further, events we can put on online, supporting the whole of Wales. This has really cut out any travel costs, times, and allowed us to get fantastic speakers from not just Wales and different parts of the UK to deliver these for us.
I'd just like to say thank you to absolutely everybody involved in the Summer Startup Week. It's been absolutely incredible.
Inspirational.
Motivational.
Absolutely amazing.
Positive.
This may be the end of the week, but it's just the start of your entrepreneurial journey. Efallai bod yr wythnos yn dod I ben, ond megis dechrau mae'ch siwrne entrepreneuraidd chi.
Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Thank you for watching and being here, but goodbye now. It's time to go, cause SSUW show is over. I'm going to bed. Do, do, do.